Every year the Tour de France brings out a number of special edition custom paint jobs, and this one is particularly special because it belongs to the world champion Peter Sagan. Sagan is riding the brand new Specialized S-Works Venge for the 2018 Tour de France, and it's been given this pretty pimp paint job. According to Bora's team representatives, Sagan is particularly into his American muscle cars, and this glittery green finish reflects some of the designs you might have seen in yesteryear. If there's one rider who can pull off a bike like this, it's certainly the world champion, and we expect to see Sagan on the Venge at the front of the pack more than a few times this year. This new Venge was released just before the Tour de France, and it's the third version of Specialized aero bike. Specialized say this bike is 8 seconds faster than the previous Venge ViAS, but more importantly, they've shed a lot of weight from the frame, 240 grams. That takes the claimed frame weight down to 960 grams, which for a disc-specific aero bike is pretty damn impressive. There's also Specialized brand new Aerofly 2 cockpit, which is not only designed to slice through the wind, but to be much more user-friendly for the team mechanics. Sagan's also running Shimano sprint shifters on the drops, so he can change gear regardless of his hand position, and there's also a neatly integrated computer mount for his Wahoo ELEMNT Bolt. Bora are one of 2 teams sponsored by Specialized at this year's Tour de France, and this is almost exactly the same bike that's being ridden by Quick-Step's Fernando Gaviria. It'll be really interesting to see how those two get on head-to-head in the sprints. In terms of the build, Sagan's running a full Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 group set, and that's with a 54-42 chain set. We expect that will probably change when the parkour gets a little bit lumpier, but for the sprints, Sagan is certainly a rider capable of getting on top of that gear. There's also Shimano Dura-Ace pedals and Specialized new double-sided power meter. In terms of the rolling stock, there's Roval CLX 50 wheels, and they're wrapped in Specialized tyres. In terms of some of the smaller details, the Shimano Di2 junction box is hidden in the back of the seat post. We think that's particularly cool. And otherwise, it's a really clean, slick looking aero bike with not a cable in sight. There's also a number of personal touches that mark this out as a custom bike for Sagan. It's got his name on the top tube. There's also a reference to his rainbow jersey on the seat tube. Underneath the bottom bracket, it also says the words "We'll see." Whether we'll see Sagan winning sprints this year, we don't know, but we think it's pretty likely. That's Peter Sagan's rig. We think this one is particularly special, not because it's just the brand new Venge, but because of that paint job. For more Tour de France content like this, check out our playlist.